Hi on What Lacks Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Okay, I keep hearing weird animal noises. Oh, jeez. Okay, was that guy? And now he's dead. Listen, I am trying to do a thing here, and I don't have enough bullets to deal with all your mess, okay? That's all I've got, right there. That's all I've got to do this, and I don't think it's enough bullets. Alright, we're gonna start with down here, though. Crap. Okay. So last time I did one of these, which wasn't too long ago, I started up above, and it wasn't too bad, and I cleared everything. And, oh man, it's so close to nighttime here, too. And it didn't finish, and so I kept trying to find zombies, and the bottom section of this place is full of zombies, and there's no way in. So I don't even know. I don't even know. You must have to do it from inside, I guess. Okay, and I know this is going to be... oh, it's not here. It's around the corner. Okay, it's farther around the corner than I was expecting. Where's the opening? I don't remember having to come around this far. This one's different than the one that I was working on before. So, while I'm doing this, you know, I'd like to chit-chat about... Oh, I have missed the window. Oh, well, I have found more zombies down below here. You guys, want to wake up? Find me a window? Listen, guys, I know there's some way in this place. I've been inside before. Maybe not this particular one, but, you know, similar buildings. Nope. Although, it's so close to Horde Night. This is gonna be... I wonder if it's not better just to skip this and... flee home, honestly, at this point. I may have made a mistake. I'm over here. So I have to assume that that window is up here, right? Oh, crap. I apparently can't manage to do this without falling off of things. Anyways, so I have now caught up to the... Oh, here it is. It's right here. I can't believe I went past it. I have caught up to the latest episode of Rick and Morty. It's been just about the only thing I've been watching lately. I had, oh, I gotta turn my headset down. I had watched, a little bit of Rick and Morty once before, and I didn't like it. And I have to say, I still don't like it. It, it's not particularly clever, and most of the episodes aren't particularly funny. For me. For me. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, my opinions are for me. Um, if you like Rick and Morty, that's fine. I don't have anything against people who like Rick and Morty. There are very few. I don't know if... There's very few things that I probably have an opinion that I'm like, yeah, no, if you like this thing, you're wrong. I can't think of anything off top of my head that's just not, you know, I like to murder. You know, that's wrong. But, yeah, I just... Like, a couple of times I found a joke or a premise in the show funny. But I have to be honest that I don't think I laughed once for 2 seasons now. I didn't... I don't know. It's just not... It's so... it's so juvenile to me. And, like... And when I say that, I don't mean, like... It's silly. I mean, like, it's not deep. And the jokes are just, like... Oh, well, I guess I don't have to worry about hidden nighttime. That dude just ran in and clocked me. Like, okay, spoilers, I guess, for Rick and Morty. The, one of the episodes that I'm sure they thought was clever, was, dinosaurs come back to Earth. And they, okay, here's the thing. Is it's miles to my... I'm gonna attempt this. I'm fairly certain this is where I just left my bike. Miles. I don't think I can make this. I think it's gonna be too difficult to do this in the dark on Horde Night without a vehicle. Oh, good. I've trapped myself already. So yeah, so they had an episode and dinosaurs came back and and like I hate how soon your guy runs out of stamina. It's ridiculous. Do I have any points to put into running? I do have a point. What's running under? No. It's gotta be under here, right? Stamina? No. I want running. This one? Yeah, yeah. So, they got some jokes in there, and they're like, what happened to our people? And they're like, oh, well, they died off a long time before we came around, um, and then, like, like they look at the, Arabic man in the UN, and the dinosaur's like, why is everybody looking at him? Because, I mean, it's a joke about oil. And so like, well, we would have thought that at least something would have been left from us. And so then he moves like the plastic off his table. Um, and like I get it. It just wasn't funny. I I I don't know why you're even supposed to laugh at that, because I mean, it's not like the oil is dinosaurs, right? It's not like whales showed up and are like, "Hey, what happened to whales during your history?" We weren't going around butchering dinosaurs for oil. I just it's not funny, and all the jokes in the show for the most part are like that. Like they they feel like, to me, that they're trying to make these subtle jokes. No, I don't. That was sticky keys popped up. Want to know if I wanted to activate my sticky keys. I'm not having a sticky keys. I'm just was cycling my shift while I run here. Trying to not let my stamina bottom out. And then the whole episode ended up being uh Rick hates him, and so he wants to find out what their dirty secrets are, and so he discovers that every place the dinosaurs go, an asteroid hits the planet, and then he does this sine wave where he's like, see, as the dinosaurs became the pinnacle of evolution, then something else devolved. And I'm like, okay, well, I get that's just your silly premise, but obviously things don't work that way. And so some creatures turned into giant rocks, um, to counteract the dinosaurs. And so wherever the dinosaurs go, the rocks come and smash the planet. And so they go to Mars, so that the people on Earth won't die, to await their death from the asteroids. And then uh, Rick browbeats them into reacting to the rock. And so one of them destroys the rock before it hits the planet. And then they go off to another planet. And I'm just like, no part of this episode was humorous. I don't understand why everyone tells me, "Oh, you should watch it. It's so funny." Because I don't find it funny. And then I tell them that, they're like, "You're just wrong." I'm like, "But I'm not. You can't be wrong about funny. Like, I'm glad it's funny to you, but for me, the show isn't funny." I really, really like some of the sci-fi bits in it, but I don't like the way the sci-fi bits are handled. Uh, no, stop it. Why is this asking me? I feel like settings must have changed. It's been a long time since sticky keys popped up to ask me if I wanted my sticky keys enabled. Listen, I don't have time to deal with you, alright? I'm on a limited speed run here to get back to my bike anyways. which I'm probably not going to be able to get home, given that, you know, the hordes are going to slaughter me. But I'm going to try. Uh, they did a weird one with turkeys that wasn't really great. Uh, I I don't know. I know tonight is the new episode. And I probably watch it, but I just, like I said, I really like some of the sci-fi concepts. They got this they have an interesting one. They don't use it very well, but they've got an interesting concept where like one of the characters um hold on, I have to formulate in my head how I want to say this. One of the characters is dealing with the consequences of her choices. And so she wonders if it wouldn't have been better had she never made the choices she has. So basically she got married, she had kids. She sees her father running around the universe doing whatever he wants, and she wishes she could do that too, maybe. But she also loves her family, and so she's not sure, you know, which would have been a better life. And sometimes she gets overwhelmed and she just wants to run off and, you know, leave her family behind. But she also has that familial obligation to her family, right? And so she can't. And so he clones her, and then the clone goes off, or maybe she goes off. I don't know. They honestly don't know. And so, um, I like that there's a clone of this character, and I like that they lead two different lives. Um, but they're almost like two separate people now. Like there isn't really much of an overlap of personality between them. Um, and so it's really weird that like one's supposed to be an identical clone of the other, except that she went off to outer space because she shows almost no affection toward her family. Um, and so, you know, I don't think it's done in a way that would match reality, I guess. I know it's a cartoon and it shouldn't match reality, but you know, there should be, if you're going to delve into these topics and you're pretending you're deep, then, you know, there should be some effort in that direction, I feel. And then uh there's some really fun stuff with the fact that they're hopping between multiverses, and I like the idea of the Citadel of Ricks, which is pretty funny, where because Rick is supposed to be the smartest person in the universe, and so a bunch of the Ricks have pulled away from all the other civilizations in the universe to start a civilization of just Ricks. But then it gets weird, because like if they're all the smartest person in the universe, then why? Like one of the episodes shows like a bunch of the Ricks have menial jobs, but like these dudes are making like spaceships and portal guns and sentient androids and, you know, all this kind of stuff across the show. And so you're gonna tell me that they need a Rick to stand there and make cookies? Like, I would think that that Rick would be able to make something to do his job so that he can go off and do what he wants, and then it's no longer about. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, right? If you have a society of mad scientists, why are any of them doing the manual labor for other Ricks? Uh, uh, and so some of that's weird. Or you know, like not every Rick goes to the Citadel of Ricks, because they find Ricks on all different planets that they go to sometimes, and so why would you take Ricks who weren't capable of building something to do the menial labor? Or they got all these Mortys, right? Why aren't the Mortys doing all the menial labor? Because that's the joke about the Mortys, is that they're not smart enough to... They're not stupid, but they're supposed to be, like, regular people. I mean, they're kind of dumb, but, you know, it is what it is. And so it's weird. They got like a whole section of the Citadel of Rick, which is a giant space station in the middle of nowhere. But they got like a whole section of the Citadel of Ricks, which is just where the Mortys live, and then there's like sections where just Ricks live, and then they're like, I don't know. It's such a bizarre concept, and it doesn't. I like the idea of it. Well, here's where I die because I can't outrun this. Well, I tried. Alright, take me back to my base, because at least there I'm safe. Okay. Casings. Alright. Okay, I have the motorcycle chassis already. I don't know. Did I ever find the thing to make the motorcycle... Oh, wait. No. I can't make motorcycle handlebars. Oh. I didn't realize I could still unlock this with Grease Monkey. I guess I should have known that. How many points do I need in a Grease Monkey? I've just been looking for the part. Motorcycle would have been the next one, but I would have to get my intellect to level 6, which takes 2 points. What about the 4x4? Yeah, so I can just make the 4x4. Wait, I can just make the 4x4. Because I have a chassis. Well, let's make the 4x4. What do I need? Electrical parts, headlight. Electrical parts, headlight, iron pipe, springs, mechanical parts. I have the pipes on me. I didn't look to see how many of these things I needed. Mechanical parts, headlights, and it must have been electrical parts. Oh, spring. Spring. Okay. And then let me get the chassis. And we need wheels, 4 wheels, an engine, and a battery. We need wheels, an engine, and a battery. How long is it going to take you to make that? 3 minutes. Okay. How long is it going to take you to make this? 15 minutes. Ooh. Better have that guy make me up some gas while I'm waiting so I can put some gas in my truck. But yeah, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I'm particular with my humor, though. I don't know if most people are. I'm sure they must be, but Rick and Morty just does not do it for me. But like I said, I really like some of the sci-fi stuff. Like, episode I just watched was, uh, I don't know what the episode was called, but, they have a game where you play out the life of a person. And Morty was playing the game, and the power went out. And so when the system rebooted, it had split Morty's consciousness into, I want to say they said 5 or 8 billion parts to play all the NPCs in the game. And so Rick had to go into the game as the main character, to get all of the Mortys together, and send them to the edges of the map to force the system to reboot. And uh, and so I like that concept. Well, maybe not the five split into 5 billion parts, but I like the idea of being trapped in a game. Right? I love isekai stories, and so that stuff's cool to me. But then they got this background story where Summer. So Rick is the grandfather. He's a super genius, smartest man in the universe. Morty's his grandson. Morty is not smartest man in the universe by any means. And but he's gotten better as the show. Oh, I've got tons of gas on me. I didn't realize I had that much gas on me still. He's gotten better as the story has progressed. Um, and so I like that stuff, but we definitely have had um, oh, and then there's Summer. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. Then there was Summer. Summer was Morty's granddaughter. She's older. Nope, not Morty's. Rick's granddaughter. She's older than Morty. She's Morty's sister. And so while Morty is split inside the game, and Rick has gone into the game to get him out, not gone into the game, but also linked his consciousness to the game because they're on an alien arcade. And so Summer has to deal with the terrorists that caused the power outage, and so their whole joke is that she's doing a Die Hard. Um, but she doesn't know anything about Die Hard, and then the alien terrorist also is a huge fan of Die Hard and has written a scientific book on how the story of Die Hard pops up across multiple species across multiple worlds. Uh, just I guess I've never been that much into Die Hard. It wasn't. I don't know. I don't even know why that's supposed to be funny. I guess. I don't know. I know that one of the guys that I game with, he really likes Rick and Morty, and so he wanted me to watch it, and I told him I had tried and didn't like it, and he's like, I should try it again because, you know, it's really good, and the newer seasons are better than the first seasons, and I've maybe laughed out loud 3 times in 6 seasons of show. But like I said, I do dig some of the science fiction concepts in the show. Um, I was gonna watch that 1899 that just came out on Netflix. Cool. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this fuel. Oh wow, that's a lot of fuel. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get down here and put this vehicle down, and we're gonna try. Fuel. Can you fuel more than that? Can you fuel more than that? You can. I think that's all the fuel. It's all the fuel. I forgot how to drive. I also expected my truck to smash that down. Okay. We are here. Yeah, I think the best way is to get on this road and take it, so. You're making a lot of noise, and I feel like we're barely moving here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want to turn the lights on. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Smash through that fence. But, yeah, I don't know. The 1899, I watched a little bit of it. I thought it was a movie. And then I didn't realize it was a whole show. It must be foreign? It's either foreign or they really didn't like the way their characters sounded, because some of the characters appear to be speaking in their own voice in English, but then other characters are dubbed over. And so I found that a little disconcerting. Discombobulating? I don't know if that's the word I want either. That's not the way I want to go. Oh. Yeah, don't get off the road with this thing. Wow, it is not a great off-road vehicle, for sure. Man, did I... you know, I did see a video of, somebody went and collected all of the, top best fantasy book lists, in a bunch of YouTube videos, and then made a spreadsheet and gave them all points based on their rankings, and then listed, based on the points, what were the top 20 fantasy series. So I did buy a few books this week. Some of the series I'd already read. I was really surprised at how many authors that I consider being some of the greatest fantasy authors that I've read who didn't make it on the list. I'm really surprised that people like Brent Weeks didn't make it on the list, or David Eddings. Although David Eddings is pretty repetitive. You read one of his stories, you get the idea for most of his stories. uh, David Eddings is a pretty good fantasy author, but he's really only got one story, it feels like, and so it's kind of funny to me how every story he's got has the same basic components. Even if the situations and the characters might be different, there are some things that are going to be repeated, and that is, there's always a stone. There's always some central magic artifact that's super powerful that everybody wants. That's a given. And there's always a group of gods, and there's always one mischievous god who likes to be a child, who winds up hanging out with the main characters. And so, like, I think he's got 3 or 4 different series where that happens. They're not related to each other either. That's the great part. Is okay. I don't think vultures should be able to stop my truck from moving forward. Okay, get out of the way, guys. No, you don't. I'm in a truck. You're vultures. Look, they're bouncing my truck around. They're vultures. Oh, and they're hurting me. This truck sucks. I'm gonna die because vultures are stopping me from being able to move. I hate vultures. Come on. This is stupid. So I did start reading Kingdoms of Ash and Sand, which was a new author for me, and it's okay. I've read through the first book. Crap, I need to check my map, and you guys are... Look, I don't care that you're Horde Knight or Horde Knight vultures. It's ridiculous that you can affect me this badly. What? Crap, I didn't mean to get out of my thing. I hit the button to open my inventory. It looks like there was no choice. So good. Yeah, Horde Knight has been a great failure for me. I can't outrun him, and apparently you can't drive a truck through Horde Knight anymore. So that's ridiculous. But hey, what you gonna do? Alright, well... oh, Ash and Sand. It's been alright. I think the writing's pretty good, but... I like a fantasy novel where, or fantasy series where there's a big bad. And as far as I can tell, there isn't a big bad necessarily in this series. There might be one. They've mentioned an evil god buried under a volcano or something a few times, but I can't tell if that's real or if that's just a fake religion. Because nobody, like, there are no monsters. There's no... People have powers, which makes me question. But yeah, I can't tell if it's just a fake, religion that they created for power or if it's a real thing. It's weird. But the first book has no big bad in it. And the second book so far has had no monsters or big bad in it. And so while the writing's pretty good, I definitely prefer my series to have a point, I guess. I don't know what the point is. I've read a whole book in a series and I don't know what the point is. Because, spoilers. Alright, just real quick, spoilers. One of the characters lives in an area where the religion says that women are in charge, and the religion has been corrupted to the point where men are basically treated like slaves. And if you don't come from the right bloodlines, and there's a lot of mutations happening, and so they kill all the mutated children, and there's a lot of them apparently. So anyways, this guy, his mother gets killed by one of the priestesses, and everywhere he goes to try and get help, he just finds more and more of the corrupted religion where people are only using it for power. And so he wants to bring all that down, right? Sure. And then there's a prince who seems like a good guy, and then his father sends him off for training at a monastery, and he comes back with, like, nobody ever mentioned powers before this guy goes to this monastery, and then he comes back with powers, even though a lot of the people at the monastery have powers, and his father knows about it, and his brother knows about it, and all his brothers have been sent to train there. And I'm just like, why? Why does he suddenly have powers? What was the point of that? Like you went through whole sections of this book where he was trying to fix corrupt systems within his father's government. Like, he felt that the way they were training their soldiers was wrong, and he wanted to do something about it. And so he was attempting to make the soldiers better through through changing the way they were trained and stuff. And but then he just gets randomly sent off to this monastery to get superpowers, and then he comes back and he gets sent to another academy where he joins a different church, and then comes away with more superpowers. And I'm like, why though? What was the point? Like, why do both of these places, the monastery with monks and then a totally separate religion, both have superpowers? I don't understand why he's got superpowers. There hasn't been a point to it. So yeah, I like a little more. I don't need this story given to me, without some questions, but I at least like to know who I'm supposed to be rooting for and why would be nice. I I don't know. It feels too vague. Maybe I should have read the synopsis. I don't know. I didn't know. I looked at it and they were like, yeah, to these two guys and blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right. People seem to really like it, so I'll give it a chance. And it was on my Kindle Unlimited, so it was free. So it's not like I had to pay for it. And yeah, I wish there had been more of a point so far to the story. It's a trilogy, and so I'm only a couple of chapters into book two, but yeah, into book one. I brought up that the guy wanted to deal with the corruption in his land. The first guy has left the land to go attack the other guy's land to make a new kingdom for himself because, yep, I don't know why. They didn't give a reason. Because he traveled there when things didn't go his way in the previous land, and he saw how they were all weak compared to his people, and so they'd be easy to conquer, because obviously the guy who wanted to bring down corrupted powers now really just wants to form his own kingdom where he enslaves other people. Sure, makes sense. All right, with that, be brand the small things, lean to the light, and I will talk to you later.